Well, let's kick things off with Ken, who is in Southport. Hello, Ken.
Good evening, Mike. Thanks for taking my call. I just read in the paper today, Mike, I suppose you did as well, that the insurance companies are now claiming it's an act of God. Did you read that?
Well, it's always handy for the insurance companies to rely on divine intervention when they don't want to pay anything out.
Yes, but however, I would agree with them. I actually believe it is an act of God, Mike. I believe it's a warning from God in regard to his coming judgment.
A warning?
Pardon?
A warning about what?
Because of our pride and rebellion against God. The unbelief in this nation and in this world is amazing. See, God in one day, Mike, can change the whole world economy. This is the power of God. But this is nothing, Mike, to what's coming.
Really?
Do you know what's coming?
No, what is coming?
Let me tell you. The Bible prophesies that this world is going to be hit by two great fireballs. And you can read it yourself tonight when you go home. It's in Revelation chapter 8. The first one is going to hit the planet Earth. It's going to be something like a burning mountain.
Any idea when this is going to happen?
Yes, it will happen after the rise of the Antichrist, the great world dictator. When he comes to power...
You can't be any more specific than that, can you?
No, we can't be. We can only say what the Bible says, Mike. There's no days given. But if you just allow me a minute to explain this...
Well, I don't want you to get too far down the old mumbo-jumbo route, Ken, because this is a scientific debate we're going to have. I absolutely take your point, and I think you're perfectly entitled to your opinion.
Right.
But I think, there's a bit more at work here than some kind of biblical prophecy, isn't there?
Well, I believe this is God at work here. Now, if you let me just express this, Mike, I'd appreciate it. When this mountain hits the earth, 1/3 of all the sea creatures are going to be killed, and 1/3 of all the vessels in the ocean are going to be destroyed, with thousands of sailors. There's another asteroid will hit this earth like a great star. It's going to fall like a burning torch, and it's going to pollute 1/3 of the rivers and springs of fresh water on earth. Water shortage will be all over the world, food shortages through lack of fish, and the third thing which will occur out of this, Mike, there will be a great darkness will come upon the earth. 1/3 of the light, most likely by the pollution which we see happening from this volcanic dust, there's going to be such tremendous pollution, 1/3 of all the light from the sun, the moon, and the stars will be lowered.
Well, they say that a couple of hundred years ago when this particular mountain, I'm only going to attempt to pronounce it once, I think it's Eyjafjallajökull is the pronunciation, I believe, correct. Apparently, when this erupted a couple of hundred years ago, there was a great cloud over most of Europe, and lots of crops failed, and some people even think that it was responsible for the beginnings of the French Revolution.
Very possibly it did happen. However, what's coming, Mike, has never happened before.
Well, the trouble is, Ken, I'm not going to let you go on too much longer because other people want to get on. The trouble with all of these prophecies is that they're not very specific. I mean, it's all very well saying, the world's going to come to a terrible end and there's going to be balls of fire falling out of the sky, but, we need specifics. I need to know, is it going to happen a week on Wednesday? Because I want to book some flights to New York.
Well, let me give you something specific. The prophecies about Israel were fulfilled in 1948. Israel returned to Palestine, their land, in 1948. They regained control of Jerusalem in 1967, all according to Bible prophecy, Mike. Bible prophecy is the most fantastic knowledge given to man. We are headed for tough times because of rebellion against God and rejection of Jesus.
Okay.
Tough times are coming, Mike.
All right, Ken. Well, it certainly looks that way. I'm not sure if that's really what's going on. I'd like to hear from some other people who may not be quite so included in the biblical scenario. I don't think the Bible is any good for predictions unless the predictions are specific. For example, nobody knew on Wednesday night that this cloud was going to come over Britain. I don't understand why we didn't know that. I still look at the weather reports on the TV tonight, and they haven't even mentioned the cloud. They don't say anything about it. They don't say it's going to be nice tomorrow. However, there's going to be volcanic dust falling on you if you live in Sheffield. Why is it not part of the weather? I don't understand.